Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. So as of today, we're about 2 weeks from the end of the 2019 Major League Baseball regular season. However, we do have October baseball coming up right around the corner, and in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know where every contending team lands right now in the standings. We're going to go through the division titles and the wild card races. There's a lot going on. There are a couple of teams who are on the verge of being in the postseason or just slightly missing out by like a couple of games if they do not make it to October. A lot of crazy races going on right now. I'm super excited. We're going to get right into it. If you are ready, then drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Also, stay tuned because I will be doing a prediction of what I think the bracket is going to look like by the end of the regular season. So we're going to go ahead and kick this one off with the American League East, and currently your division title belongs to the New York Yankees with the best record in Major League Baseball at the moment. They're 97-51 with a .655 win percentage and 10 games above the Tampa Bay Rays. We're going to get into where the Rays fall in just a couple moments here with a wild card, but the Yankees are currently in first. They're going to stay in first. I know it for a fact by the time the regular season comes to an end. See where they land, in my opinion, when it comes to the postseason later on in the video. The AL Central has been a super close race for the entirety of the 2019 Major League Baseball season. Right now, it's between the Twins and the Cleveland Indians, but as things stand, the Twins are 89-57. That's best in the Central Division with a .610 win percentage. They're 3.5 games above the Indians, who are 86-61. It's not a clinching opportunity for either team, as it is very close, and the Indians could go ahead and take first in this division if they just get a good win streak going, and the Twins, for whatever reason, just can't get wins these next couple of weeks. This is a really big race, and I can't wait to see how things turn out. In the AL West, it's not as close of a race as the Central was, but it is still relatively close. Will the Oakland A's, who are currently in second with an 87-60 record, come back and get the first place title? Probably not, because the Houston Astros are 95-53, .643 win percentage. They have been on fire. They have some great rookies, a great pitching staff, and some really good offensive guys as well. Alex Bregman has been the dark knight for the MVP race. That might have to be another video, but a lot of crazy things are going on in Houston. They just seem to know what they're doing. They figured it out for a couple seasons in a row here. They're doing very well. They're going to see the postseason again in 2019. How well will the A's do? We'll get to that in my prediction. When it comes to the American League wildcard, the current standings are as follows. The Oakland A's had the home field advantage with an 87-60 record. They are half a game above the Tampa Bay Rays, who are 87-61. This is very close, and this next team isn't making it any easier for the A's or the Rays. The Cleveland Indians are half a game behind the Rays for the second wildcard spot. They are 86-61, and a lot's going on right here. This is very congested, super close race for these three teams. One of them is not going to make it. That's a guarantee. But who are going to be the other two? It's going to all come down to these last couple series of the regular season. This is ridiculously close, and it's win or go home for all these guys. Going over to the National League now. This has been a roller coaster of a season for some of these teams in the NL East. The Atlanta Braves find themselves on top with a 91-57 record. That's a .615 win percentage, one of the best teams in baseball right now. And they are 8.5 games above the Washington Nationals, who are 81-64. It must be something about the Central Division, because the AL Central was really close. The NL Central, for the most part, was very close throughout the entirety of the 2019 season. As of right now, though, the Cardinals are first in the division with an 82-64 record, 4 games ahead of both the Cubs and the Brewers, who are tied for second with a 78-68 record. Those three teams, for a decent amount of time, for my recollection at least, were all like a half game back of each other, and it was ridiculous. Right now, the Cardinals do have the upper hand. Will the Cubs or Brewers make the postseason via the wild card? We're going to have to wait and see my prediction. The Los Angeles Dodgers were the first team in 2019 to clinch a postseason spot here in the NL West. They are 95-53, 19.5 games ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are 75-72. Now, like I just mentioned, the Dodgers are the only team to clinch a postseason spot, so they could lose every game in the next 2 weeks and still potentially be in the World Series come late October, which, I mean, they maybe don't want to lose every game coming up, but, you know, that's good for them to kind of have that break, before crunch time. And this is their third time that they're looking to go ahead and be in the World Series and win it. So is third time the charm for them? We're going to go ahead and talk about the NL wildcard, the last thing I do before I reveal to you guys my bracket prediction for the postseason. So, As it stands, the Washington Nationals have the first wildcard spot. They're 3.5 games above the Cubs and the Brewers, who are both tied for that second wildcard spot. Again, they're both 78 and 68. We talked about that when we were talking about the NL Central Division. But when it comes to the teams outside who are looking to try to find their way in to October baseball, you have the New York Mets and the Phillies, who are both 2 games back of this second wildcard spot. Both teams are 76 and 70. And anything could happen. The Mets have been really good. The amazing Mets. They've been figuring something out. They've tried to make their best out of what they have, and I think they can really do a good job. 2 games isn't really that far behind. They could easily get something done. Same thing with the Philadelphia Phillies. For the American League wild card, I do think it's going to be the same matchup as it currently stands, which is the Oakland A's versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, that will be Oakland with the home field advantage, and I would assume at that point the A's do advance. At least that's what I'm thinking. Here's my reasoning for this. The A's have a pretty easy schedule. They play the Rangers, the Royals, the Rangers, the Angels, and the Mariners. The Rays, and their last couple series, have a little more difficult schedule. They're taking on the Angels, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays. So you have the Yankees, who are really good, the Dodgers, who are really good, the Red Sox, though they're not in the postseason talks right now, are still a good team that they could put up a decent fight against. And then the Blue Jays and Angels should be relatively easy for them, but everything in between is a little rough. And for Cleveland, I do have them just missing out on this postseason. They face the Twins, the Tigers, the Phillies, the White Sox, and the Nationals. My only reasoning for that, the Nationals are currently a really good team that's going to end their year if they don't beat them and teams before. The Twins are really good. They're the division rivals right now with the Indians. So even if that's a split, it's going to put the Twins ahead of the Indians. The Indians are going to fall back a little bit and still really rely on the wild card. Then you do have the Tigers, who are fairly decent. I mean, they're going to be an easy defeat, hopefully, for the Indians, especially if they're trying to make the postseason. And then you have the Phillies, a little challenging there. They're probably going to be like the Red Sox for the Indian schedule, as the Red Sox were for the Rays. So the Phillies are like the team that they could overcome and hopefully get over that mountain too, and hopefully at that point make it to the postseason. To wrap that up again really quick, my AL wildcard predictions: the A's versus the Rays. The Oakland Athletics get home field advantage. Now in the National League, I'm assuming it's going to be the Nationals versus the Cubs for this wildcard matchup. Washington will have home field, and that is because the Cubs have the Pirates, the Reds, the Cardinals, the Pirates, and the Cardinals to go ahead and face off against. A lot of the same teams over and over. The Reds should be a fairly easy series sweep, or at least series win. Same thing with the Pirates, and they play them twice. Now, yes, the Cardinals are a very good team, but as long as the Cubs take the majority from the Pirates, both times they face them, and the Reds, that should hopefully be enough, even if they only take 1 or 2 against the Cardinals in each series, to get them that postseason spot. And for the Brewers, they're playing the Cardinals, the Padres, the Pirates, the Reds, and the Rockies to finish this out. Though this might seem as an easier schedule, the Brewers might have a little more difficulty. They don't have Christian Yelich anymore. He's out with injury. But Cubs do also have Baez on the IL, so they are facing a little bit of a disadvantage with some big guys out on the injured list. But I don't know, just my gut was telling me it's going to be Nationals and Cubs, so I'm going to keep it that way. So, your final matchup here, again, for the AL wildcard: A's versus the Rays, Oakland is at home, and Nationals versus Cubs, Washington is at home for the NL wildcard. So guys, that is going to end this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.